Getting ready?
Somehow, yeah.
How are you feeling?
I feel like someone beat me repeatedly with the stick. Yeah, I feel pretty sore today. My legs are hurting pretty bad. So I lowered myself a little bit. I think I had it a little bit too high, so it stressed my glutes a bit for yesterday's ride. But we'll see what happens. I think everybody feels sore today, so it's just so early. Another early day. Dark. It's gonna be cold coming down the mountain.
What's your tactics?
And my tactics are to ride as easy as possible for the first part. And then I've always ridden well in the last half, so try to do that today as well. Just use the easy part to my advantage. Eat a little bit more today than in a normal race.
Road! Get off the road!
The race will be neutral until you pass mile marker 20 and the traffic. No racing until after you pass where the tree has gone down. Okay? Yeah, you don't need to blow it out in the first 10 miles. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. We're now firmly underway. 171 miles of riding.
As soon as we got up this morning, I think everybody felt that there was something special going on with the weather. And as we gathered at the start around 6:20, the winds were strong already. It's always kind of cold up there too. It was like probably in the low 50s or something. We all had a lot of clothing on. And then the message came through that there was a tree that had fallen all over the road. So the first 10 miles would be sort of neutralized, which was, I think everybody was quite happy for that, because that meant we could go really easy for the first 10 miles, obviously. And something that I always seem to forget is you don't really start going down initially. First you actually go up a few extra 100 feet, and last time I know that really hurt my lungs a lot. I mean, not being warmed up and then sort of kicking it from the start. I had trouble getting my breath back for the next hour after that. So we just rolled out, took it really easy. As soon as we started going down, the rain started falling. And another 5 miles in, the winds came in. So all of a sudden we were in the middle of a torrential downpour pretty much. So a few of the guys up ahead had trouble keeping their bikes on the road. So it was a special start to the day, and it really set the tone, I think, for the day as well, with very special weather, very hard conditions, very non-Hawaiian conditions, to say the least. I don't think we had a lot of sun today, but we sure had a lot of wind and we sure had a lot of rain. After a while, 3 of us pulled away from the group. It was Miro Krager from Slovenia was in the lead initially. Alexander Ribeiro from Brazil went out pretty hard, and I sort of pulled up through the group and joined those 2 guys, and we were alone through Red Road. And as we turned up for the sort of long straightaway towards Hilo, Ribeiro took the lead, and he went pretty hard. He must have had a great day on the bike, and I had a horrible day on the bike. So I had to let him go. There was no way I could. My legs didn't respond at all. I had severe troubles with my left glute, and Alexander pulled away from me, and eventually Mike Coughlin came up as well as we went through Hilo, and all throughout these hours we had a mixture of like rain, downpours, weird winds and everything, so it was kind of special for sure. I don't think I ever had this. I mean, for me, this has got to be the hardest day on the bike for me ever. There were so many dark moments I can't even begin to describe how I felt. I mean, I actually cried out there a few times because I was in so much pain, and there were, but I didn't want to DNF. You know, there are people doing this race, you know, with only one leg. So if I have two legs, even though one is kind of sore, not working well, you know, I had to do whatever I could to stay in the race. But as we came through Hilo and did that, and we went through that sort of long undulating road that takes us through Honoka or something like that, that ends up in Waimea, we were facing some tough winds again. Usually that part of the course is, as I remember it, reasonably easy. I've always been strong there anyway. We usually have like a side tailwind. Now it was more like a headwind coming on. I got a flat tire as soon as we passed out Hilo. I think Mike Coughlin had two flat tires, and I caught up to him, but he pulled away after a while again. And then, luckily for me anyway, the winds turned, or I guess we turned around the island, and we had pretty good winds going up to Waimea. That's probably the only section today where I felt reasonably strong. I caught Miro Krieger, passed him there, and I was riding okay for a while. I sort of forgot my misery and just, you know, kept it rolling. And by that, I was pretty sure I was going to finish the day anyway, which was encouraging. And yeah, then we rolled through Waimea. And it was, at that time, it was hard to, you know, I would have never guessed that the hardest part of the day laid ahead of us.
The last part.
Yeah, I know people say that there can be winds over the Kohalas. I've ridden there many times, and sure, it's been windy in the past, but I mean, today it was insane. It was ridiculous, really. It was like I was blowing all over the road. I actually almost went over the mountainside once, because and I'm a pretty big guy. I've never been pushed around on the bike like that. I've never experienced conditions where I've actually had a hard time staying on my side of the road, but here I was hanging on for dear life, and it was downright dangerous, to be honest. The conditions were atrocious, really. The worst part is probably cars that pass, and they don't realize how hard it was for me, and I guess for everyone else, to actually stay on our bikes and to keep a straight line. We were weaving back and forth. Going up, sure, yeah, you're not going that fast, and then coming down, I mean, yeah, I held on for dear life. It was 20 miles. I'll soon forget. You know, I'm not going to forget those. I was just relieved when I finished. There were so many emotions. You know, as an athlete, you're always used to digging deep, and I probably dug deep a lot of times, but I can rarely remember a time where I've dug so deep so many times as I have today. I mean, in any other condition, in any other race, in any other circumstance, I would have just pulled off the road. That's how bad I felt, and that's how much I was hurting. And I used pretty much everything I had in me today, spiritually and emotionally and mentally. So I was, you know, I was just letting go when I finished, just letting all the emotions out for a while. That felt good. I grit my teeth for 8 hours out there, and that was hard.